AITA for refusing to let my parents see my baby after they crashed my baby shower? Hi Reddit. This is going to be long, but I really need opinions. I, 29F, recently had my first baby, Luna, and my parents have made the first 3 months of motherhood more stressful than I could have imagined. My parents have always been controlling, but this went to a whole new level. When I announced my pregnancy, I specifically asked them to respect my privacy. That meant waiting for us to post about the pregnancy, not showing up uninvited to appointments, and letting me make decisions about everything from the nursery to the baby's name. My mom completely ignored me. She immediately posted my ultrasound on Facebook with the caption, "We can't wait to raise her right." I politely asked her to take it down, reminding her this was our news. Her reply? "You'll thank us later." I should have known things were going to be difficult, but nothing prepared me for the disaster at my baby shower. My best friend planned a small, intimate gathering for about 20 close friends and family. There were cupcakes with Luna's name, a wishes for baby board, and a slideshow of my husband and me growing up. Everything was carefully planned to be sweet and low-key. My parents somehow found out about the location and decided to help. They showed up uninvited, carrying massive banners that screamed Nana and Poppy's baby girl. They started removing decorations my friend had put up and rearranging everything to their taste. My mom loudly declared that this is our celebration too, and accused me of stealing her moment. My dad told my husband to mind his tone when he politely asked them to stop. My parents completely ignored him, and at one point my mom grabbed the microphone and tried to start the games herself, turning it into a lecture about how real grandparents are the backbone of the family. Guests were visibly uncomfortable. One friend tried to tell them to calm down, and my mom shouted, "Mind your business, you don't even have kids yet." It was humiliating. Eventually, the venue staff had to escort them out while they screamed that I was turning my back on family and brainwashed by my husband. Afterward, they sent a long, dramatic email claiming they forgave me for overreacting, but expected full access to Luna once she was born. When she finally arrived 3 months later, they showed up at our house with a casserole and a suitcase, claiming they were moving in to help raise their granddaughter. My husband refused them entry, and they started threatening to sue for grandparent rights. They've sent constant passive-aggressive texts and posted online about how I'm robbing them of precious memories. Even distant relatives were calling, saying I was being cruel, but my husband fully supported me in enforcing boundaries. Update 1. Hello everyone. Thank you for all the support. Here is an update. After weeks of harassment, I sent a firm message, no apology, no contact, and any further uninvited visits would result in police involvement. My mom replied, "You'll understand when your daughter does this to you," and my dad left a voicemail claiming I was breaking their hearts. We installed security cameras and updated our locks. My aunt tried to mediate, but my parents refused to admit any wrongdoing. My therapist said, "You're not cutting off family, you're cutting off abuse," which helped me stop feeling guilty for protecting Luna. Since then, my parents escalated by showing up at places I'd thought were private, pediatrician appointments, the local park, even my husband's office. Each time, we had to call security. I felt like a prisoner in my own life, constantly anxious that they might show up somewhere we were trying to enjoy as a family. It was exhausting, but necessary for our safety. Update 2. I originally thought I would not have to post here again, but this is just my luck. A few weeks later, they went to my husband's workplace demanding to see baby pictures. Security removed them, but by this time their behavior had already started to catch the attention of our community. They posted cryptic, passive-aggressive updates online about some people forgetting who raised them. Other people such as family friends or even other family members who had encountered their entitled behavior began sharing stories, from crashing weddings to hijacking birthday parties. Their reputation began to collapse. Multiple venues refused to book them for holidays or gatherings because of past incidents, and neighbors started warning each other. Even people I hadn't spoken to in years reached out, saying, "We've seen your parents acting like this publicly. You're not overreacting." Update 3. 1 month later, my mom tried to contact Luna's pediatrician, claiming I wasn't caring for her properly. The pediatrician refused to discuss anything without consent and firmly told them that their behavior was inappropriate. Around the same time, my dad posted on a neighborhood forum demanding to know why they were being shut out of family events. Community members responded, sharing their own experiences and labeling them as toxic and entitled. My parents were suddenly infamous as the crazy grandparents. Their friends and extended family began distancing themselves, some publicly unfriending them on Facebook. Even distant relatives who had supported them before now publicly criticized their behavior. Update 4. 2 months postpartum, the harassment escalated to my work contacts. They emailed multiple colleagues, claiming I was neglecting the baby. HR got involved due to harassment, issuing formal warnings. Their social downfall accelerated, online posts sharing their entitled behavior went viral locally, and venues, social clubs, and events refused to host them. People who had previously vouched for them publicly recanted. Their social circle evaporated, leaving them isolated. We finally started to enjoy peace at home. I could spend time with Luna without worrying about an intrusion. My parents' entitled actions had completely backfired. Update 5. At 3 months postpartum, they attempted one final stunt, showing up at our home early in the morning with a moving truck, claiming they were taking custody of Luna. My husband immediately called the police. They were escorted off our property, and we filed a permanent restraining order. Local news picked up the story after viral social media posts, cementing their reputation as entitled and unhinged. Even distant relatives publicly distanced themselves. The moral of this story is that Luna is happy, healthy, and safe. I no longer feel guilty. My parents' entitlement and abusive behavior destroyed their public image, but we are finally protected. Here is the second story. Story 2. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my parents use me to fund my golden child sister's entitled life? Okay Reddit, buckle up because this one's wild. I, 26F, got kicked out of my parents' house when I was 18. Why? Apparently wanting to major in actual useful things instead of joining the family pyramid scheme was rebellious and ungrateful. I moved in with a friend, survived on a diet of instant ramen and emotional trauma, and somehow, against all odds, started my own business. Fast forward 8 years, and I now run a jewel authentication business. People send me diamonds, rare gems, antique brooches, you name it, and I tell them if it's real, fake, cursed, or secretly worth a small country's GDP. It's niche, yes. But profitable. Here's the kicker, my parents have resurfaced. And it's not because they want to reconnect or see me, oh no, they want to re-establish family harmony so they can use my money to fund my younger sister, Chloe, 23, who is apparently financially fragile and cannot survive without the family bank account, which conveniently is now my bank account, because my parents have no jobs, life skills, or adulting credentials. My mom called the other day, you know, we thought maybe it's time you started contributing to the family again. After all, you have your business, and Chloe has needs. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was aggressively insulting. I politely explained that no, I am not funding my sister's life, and also, I do not want to have dinner with people who threw me out when I was 18. My dad got offended, saying, we raised you. You owe us, and I had to resist saying, yes, you raised me to leave your house at 18 without a penny, thanks for that life skill. They now send me passive-aggressive texts about family loyalty, being selfish, and my personal favorite, we just want the family to be together again. By together, they mean me funding their entire operation while they watch reality TV on my dime. Update 1. Thanks to everyone for the support. Here is the long-awaited update. After a week of non-stop texts, I blocked them. I figured out of sight, out of mind might help. Spoiler, it didn't. My mom started creating fake social media accounts to comment on my posts with family first, even when you're rich and money can't buy happiness, but it can buy what's rightfully ours. Chloe started sending me guilt-tripping emails like, Mom and Dad are worried about me. Can't you just help a little? I replied with a simple, no, get a job. Surprisingly, they tried to guilt me further by sending an emergency fund list of all the bills they expected me to cover. I laughed and posted a picture of my cat in a tiara captioned "Rich enough to ignore this nonsense." Update 2. 2 months later, my parents escalated. They sent a lawyer letter claiming I had an obligation to support the family financially because I had inherited family wealth potential, which, to be clear, never existed. I built my business from scratch. I shared it on social media for comic relief, calling it Chapter 1 of Crazy Parents Chronicles. Local friends started sending me messages, "Wait, your parents actually tried that," and I thought that was a joke. Their reputation started collapsing. People I knew privately told me they had witnessed similar entitled behavior in the past but hadn't spoken up. I suddenly became the underdog hero in my friend group. Update 3. Next, they tried the public appeal approach. My mom posted a heartfelt, totally fake essay on Facebook about struggling parents and their young daughter Chloe with heavy hashtags like #FamilyMatters, #PayUpOrElse. The post backfired spectacularly. People commented stories about how my parents had kicked me out, bragged about never helping their children financially, and even ran shady side hustles. Their friends started quietly unfriending them. The post eventually got shared by my community page with a caption, "Meet the parents who ask their adult kid to fund everything." Suddenly, my parents were infamous locally as the entitled parent duo. Update 4. 3 months later, they tried visiting my office under the guise of reconnecting. I was working with a client, so security politely escorted them out. My dad yelled about me being ungrateful while my mom live-streamed parts of the confrontation for some reason. The internet reacted. A local news page posted screenshots of the stream and called it "Wild Parents Tried to Crash Jeweler's Office for Cash." Their social life disintegrated completely. Neighbors warned each other. Even Chloe publicly admitted on social media that she was embarrassed by her parents' antics. Update 5. Most recently, they tried the charity angle to guilt me. They claimed they needed funds for Chloe to attend a life-changing summer art camp. I sent them a screenshot of my bank account with the caption, "Yeah, still not happening." They yelled, threatened, and even tried posting fake testimonials about how generous I used to be, but nobody believed them. Local venues and community groups started barring them from events. Their reputation is basically toast, and honestly, I'm relieved. I can run my business, live my life, and not worry about being financially blackmailed by the people who kicked me out at 18.